Hello ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you once again to our channel. It is a new day again and once more as we continue to tackle life challenges in an ever-changing environment facing each day as it comes. Please like, subscribe, and share this channel as we aggressively challenge the dominant narrative. Today we are talking the crisis of illegal immigration. South Africa, once a beacon of hope and resilience, is now grappling with an unprecedented crisis. The country is facing an unrelenting influx of illegal immigrants from all corners of the globe, with the majority hailing from the African continent, followed by Asia and Europe. This deluge of humanity has brought with it a complex web of challenges that threaten to undermine the very fabric of South African society.
Yeah, it's too much difficult.
This route that you come through now, tell us more about it. How long did it take you to come here? Or kukunzima okanye kulula?
Yeah, akukanzima khona. Unzima. Start maybe 30 minutes to sifika.
Ngifuna uthanda uthengisa lana ibhizinisi ngikhona ukusebenzela abantwana bami bakhona ukubadla baye esikolweni.
Oh, uhlala lana eSouth Africa or uhlala eMozambique?
Ngihlala khona lana.
Oh, okay. Then awuna passport sebungena?
Nginayo passport mara manje bali passport angeke bayishaya lapha egedini. Ngile ndlela yenze ukuthi ngingena ngemadouble lapha.
Okay. The Director General of Home Affairs says it's difficult to quantify just how many Mozambicans enter the country illegally.
Well, it's a concern. We are concerned that despite us communicating this message over and over that only people with the required documentation that are legal in terms of our laws with regards to immigration laws are allowed into the Republic, we're still seeing a noticeable, as we saw in some of your reports this morning, the number of people that are still coming through the Republic using unauthorized areas that are not designated as ports of entry.
Makode says for the first time, South African National Defence Force and Home Affairs are patrolling the borders together, but the Mozambicans keep coming. Just within 5 minutes, we saw at least 80 Mozambicans making their way in and out of this area. I am Aviwe Mtila, 5 kilometers away from Libombo border post.
At the heart of this crisis lies a stark reality. While a small percentage of these migrants are genuine asylum seekers fleeing persecution, the vast majority are economic migrants driven by the promise of better opportunities. However, this influx has also been exploited by more sinister forces. Terrorist organizations have been known to send operatives to establish informal businesses, which serve as fronts to funnel money back to their networks. Additionally, ex-soldiers who have failed to find employment have turned to crime, often in collaboration with local criminals, engaging in rampant robbery and theft, including the stealing of critical infrastructure such as battery towers and Eskom cables.
Since 8 o'clock this morning when we started with the operation, we managed to arrest 80 undocumented persons and one employer who employed undocumented people. We closed one factory which deal with illicit cigarettes. We closed 2 shops for non-compliance. One of them is a butchery. Some of the places which we closed, the premises we thought is just one shop, and we got over 20 to 30 houses inside, and that place is owned by foreign national. How we got it right, we don't know. We left the people from the city. They are busy dealing with it. We recovered 11 vehicles now. In the morning it was 7. We recovered 11 vehicles at that place where we were. And we then arrested the second person. We arrested the owner, and the manager of the place came unaware police are there. We arrested him. Through our intelligence gathering and monitoring of all these places where they deal with illicit food and illicit goods, our crime intelligence monitored this place, and this is what they discovered. I think you noted big retailer shops, plastics. Some of them are manufactured here, and this is a worrying trend. Firstly, the place is filthy, no order, unhygienic. That's where it starts. At one place, we also closed one company which deal with illicit goods, clothes, fake, well-known brands clothes. We closed it. We arrested the owner. And we also closed one place where it's an internet cafe where they were manufacturing the passports, the asalams, and fake IDs. We managed to arrest a person. All this, it's through intelligence, and all are integrated, all role players within the government, from local government, provincial government, national, and private security companies that were working with us and are still working with us. We work together, and this is the success, and we are cleaning this area. Specifically, we are camping in Pretoria.
The situation is further complicated by South Africa's own economic woes. The country is struggling with one of the highest unemployment rates in the world, surpassing even the nations from which these migrants originate. This has led to a perverse scenario where local companies exploit illegal migrants for cheap labor, a practice that sometimes backfires with deadly consequences. There have been instances where these underpaid and mistreated workers have turned against their employers, highlighting the dangerous cycle of exploitation and violence that has taken hold.
We have deported over 700 people, close to 1,000 people that we have pushed back. We are now here, and you can see where we are. As we are arriving, they were crossing, and we then chased them, and they went back into Zimbabwe. You have seen the boats that are there. Our people jumped in the river to go and step those boats right there in Zimbabwe.
Kunene insists that their methods are legal.
We are telling them, Hamba, Abahambe, go back. And they can see that we are highly armed. And we are telling them, if you come this side, you are going to meet us.
The legacy of apartheid continues to cast a long shadow over South Africa, with its economic growth stifled and no new factories being built. The housing shortage persists, and many remain landless, a testament to both the historical injustices of the past and the current government's failure to address these issues. The governance of South Africa is in disarray. The government appears overwhelmed, unable to stem the tide of illegal immigration or provide meaningful solutions to the country's economic and social challenges. Mass deportations have proven ineffective as migrants from neighboring countries simply return, rendering border controls obsolete. Meanwhile, politicians are more engaged in rhetorical battles over Pan-Africanism than in confronting the harsh realities on the ground.
The Border Management Authority is closely monitoring segments of the border that are deemed vulnerable.
Our deployments are well on the ground as per our deployment plan, and we continue to do the work as it is expected to be done. Even after we have exited here as the leadership, we do know that the operations will continue by the officials and the teams that are on the ground to make sure that all of these issues are effectively dealt with. However, we do note that there are some indications that our deployments are not effective. In terms of where we sit, we do intercept individuals who try to come into the country illegally. We did report yesterday that around 200 people had been returned back into the Zimbabwean side who tried to enter the country illegally. So to this extent, we continue to do this work, and we consider our plan as well as our operations on the ground very effective.
As the situation spirals out of control, public anger and frustration are reaching a boiling point. Citizens feel besieged by the sheer volume of illegal migrants, perceiving them as a threat to their economic security and cultural identity. The future of South Africa hangs in the balance, with the nation teetering on the brink of becoming a failed state.
What's the mission here today?
The mission here is to remind South Africans that we are not going to have borders in our own countries that are made by illegal foreigners, because there's a thing now. South Africans can't just walk freely in Sunnyside. South Africans can't just walk freely in Hillbrow. Now we are here as South Africans to walk our streets. These are our streets. They don't belong to anyone. They don't even belong to government, because government is the people, and the people are here. Number one. Number two, we are here to ensure that the same bylaws that we are expected to enforce in Soweto and every other place in South Africa are enforced in dominated areas of illegal foreigners.
South Africa has seen waves of xenophobic attacks. Witwatersrand University's XenoWatch recorded 680 deaths and nearly 129,000 displacements in the country between 1994 and March 2024. The most recent case of discrimination in the Rainbow Nation is that of 23-year-old beauty queen Chidima Adesina, a South African born with Nigerian heritage. The harassment she faced as a finalist in the Miss South Africa pageant led her to exit the competition.
It was not an easy experience. It was really tough. There would be times where I wouldn't even feel like going outside, and I would really cry myself to sleep because I don't think that anybody deserves the kind of backlash that I have received.
Government data shows immigration services deport between 15,000 and 20,000 migrants annually. And last year, the government launched the Border Management Authority at its border with Zimbabwe, where most people cross into the country.
One of these challenges is the increase in the number of undocumented foreign nationals entering our country. This has exacerbated many of our country's social and economic problems.
Operation Dudula, Zulu for force out or knockdown, has become the face of the anti-migrant sentiment, often raiding and closing down businesses run by foreign nationals. Organizers want the government to sign the white paper on immigration, a draft policy that provides a framework for granting residency and citizenship to foreign nationals. Government data shows about 8.3 million people are unemployed.
Our kids are unemployed. The reason that they don't work and why there's no work, it's because there's too many foreign nationals. And these foreign nationals, they commit too much crime here.
But South Africa's economy has been stretched for years, experiencing low growth and high levels of joblessness. The mood has changed.
Go and report to the president and the executive that they must put South African first in our schools. Employment, the informal sector must be reserved for South Africans. We are not asking the government, we are demanding it, we are commanding you.
Anti-immigrant groups believe a crackdown on immigration will help solve some of these issues. And despite legislators' latest proposals, these groups believe the government needs even stricter regulations, including closing down foreign-owned shops and barring some industries from hiring migrants completely.
It is increasingly clear that South Africa is facing not just a migration crisis, but a concerted effort from outside forces to destabilize the country. The sheer volume of illegal immigrants, particularly those claiming asylum, suggests a deliberate strategy to overwhelm the nation's systems and undermine its stability.
The newly formed South African government is getting tough on illegal immigration. The country's coalition government has made immigration reform a priority since coming into power. In recent weeks, government agencies have been cracking down on restaurants and foreign-owned businesses in Johannesburg.
Well, Sakina, earlier on I told you that more than about 25 foreign nationals have been arrested. The number has actually increased here in Point Road now. 2 vans have just arrived and they are full. We still have several others on the ground. So as it stands now, over 30 foreign nationals without legal permits in the country have been arrested here in Point Road. And this is a joint operation by SAPS to try and clean up this particular area. Those that reside in Durban and KwaZulu-Natal know that this road is particularly notorious when it comes to the pushing of drug smuggling, prostitution and illegal firearms that have been often found by police here. Now, we also have been told that a bag has been thrown out one of the buildings, one of the windows, one of the bags were thrown out of there. It's not yet established whether the currency is in fact fake or real. It is in dollars. So police are still trying to establish whether that is fake dollars or if it is the right currency. Several buildings have also been evacuated here, illegal buildings, and this has been an ongoing issue here in Durban where many buildings have been illegally occupied, hijacked, one could say, and this is going to be an effort and an ongoing raid to try and clean up this particular stretch. It's not the first one, we've seen several of them, but this is the largest one by far. I'm also told that the Provincial Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkwanazi is at another one, not too far from here. He will be joining us very shortly. He's just stopped there to see that everything is intact. And, we've been speaking to Colonel Nechunda throughout the morning, talking to us about this raid. He's been conducting his own talks and investigations here on the ground. But Colonel, just to talk to us, we tallied about over 25 illegal foreign nationals now. We are standing at over 30.
We are, and since morning we have got over 73 of them who were arrested, mostly in these illegally hijacked buildings, which most of them have so far been disconnected, water and electricity. And also the arrest of one person who was a kingpin of some sort, who's been making people pay rent in one of the hijacked buildings.
This has been an ongoing issue. I did a story a couple of months back where people were being extorted large sums of money for protection, but also to pay rent. How are police trying to clamp down on this? We were with the Public Works Minister, Dean McPherson, who said and vowed that he's going to make sure that he cleans up eThekwini municipality, because predominantly many of the buildings here have been hijacked and they want to reclaim that. So it's a joint effort from government and police.
It is a joint effort, yes. Even this operation is multifaceted. We've got Metro Police, we've got us as the police, we've got other departments which are assisting us in this operation, because we need this effort coming together, sit down on the table, then go and operate. Because the act of operating emanates from the talks that we have with other departments. Other challenges, because for these buildings to be cleared, we need to be involved and operate on the ground.
Can you just walk with me? Ray can also just walk with me. I see a very large police contingent here. Many of them, I'm seeing Mbumbulu cars. Many are coming from outside of Durban. Talk to us about the efforts in police coming together from various other sectors and working together, collaborative effort.
We also have got officers who are coming from outside the province. The deployment that's in the province is also assisting. That's why you will see names you don't even know on the vehicles, because we are one police, we've got the same purpose, and when we operate, we go all out. That's why we see all these people here. And other than that, it's also an act of show of force, that we are the police, we are in charge, and we will ensure that everybody who's in this city feels and is free.
It's executed today. Our focus today is in Pretoria West, in Sunnyside, within Tshwane district. What happened, our intelligence, for the past 3 weeks, they were tasked to look at places where they steal or they keep stolen properties, stolen vehicles or hijacked vehicles, places where they manufacture illicit cigarettes, illicit goods, where they deal with stolen warehouses which distribute and manufacture illicit food. And we are also dealing with drugs and undocumented people, including places where we, through intelligence, we managed to get that they manufacture passports, IDs, and asylums. And I'm happy to say we started only 8 o'clock this morning. Up to now, within 2 hours, we managed to arrest one owner of internet cafe who manufacture asylum, passports, and IDs. The second one, we managed to arrest the one who manufacture and distribute illicit cigarettes. And beside that, as you walked in here, you noted this is one of the places which in the operational plan and through intelligence and after being monitored, we noted that all hijacked and stolen vehicles are brought to this place. It has been under surveillance for some time, more than 3 weeks. And today we hit them with what they couldn't believe. Up to now, they are just halfway to this premises. We recovered 7 stolen vehicles. One stolen in Rustenburg during July 2021. It's a Ford Fiesta. One silver Polo stolen in Soshanguve in April this year. One Ford Everest stolen during June this year in Olivenhout Bosch. One Toyota Hilux stolen in Rietgat during June this year also. 1 Hyundai stolen in Tembisa during November 2023. 1 Hyundai H1 stolen in Olivenhout also in November 2020. 1 Ford Fiesta stolen in Rietgat during 2019. And on top of that, we arrested up to now 33 undocumented people.
In this moment of existential crisis, South Africa stands at the crossroads. The choice is stark: to descend into chaos and become a failed state, or to find the courage and resilience to confront these challenges head-on. The future of the nation, and indeed the stability of the entire continent, depends on the decisions made today. Will South Africa rise to the challenge, or will it succumb to the forces of destabilization? Only time will tell. Let's continue this powerful journey together. Like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs it. Together, we can make a difference. Thanks for watching.